Hi and welcome to our newest video. As you can see, we're starting from home this time, or rather I am, because this is a solo video. This is a video with a difference. This is our first travel video. And where are we going? Somewhere that, even though I've lived in Ireland now for over 3 years, I have never been before. Dublin. How are we going to get there? We're going to do another first for me. I'm going on an Irish train. When we get there, I'll probably go on Irish trams, another new one for me. It's just going to be a general look around the city, and we will return at a later date to look in depth at more sites that you have suggested in the comments. So, here we go. Onwards and upwards. Well, here we go, we're in the car and I'm going to be driving to Ballymote station now to get on a lovely class 22,000 train to the capital Dublin. So, off we go. Well, here we are at the station in Ballymote, and Mrs. Old Hiking Geezer is now going to drive the car home and leave me all stranded on my own. Will I survive? Stay tuned. Well, having said goodbye to my lovely lady and watched her drive away, I headed to the platform. Only one platform at this station because it's single track working. So I'm now on Ballymote station, waiting for the train which is due in 19 minutes. Nobody else at all on the station this morning. Whether that's normal or not, I have no idea. But I know one thing. As you can see from my breath, it's not exactly warm today. The sign says information, so I suppose I better give you some. The train calls at Boyle, Carrick-on-Shannon, Dromard, Longford, Edgeworthstown, Mullingar, Enfield, Kilcock, Maynooth, Broombridge, Drumcondra, and finally Connolly. I suppose this is for people who wait for the train. And I didn't expect to see this on a cold mid-November morning. And there she comes. I must admit I'm feeling a little excited. Stupid for somebody of my age, but there we go. As the train slowed to a halt, I was looking for carriage D. Once I was on board, I searched for my reserved seat, number 63. On Irish intercity services, you can have your name displayed above your seats. We were soon underway. Well, here we are. Old hiking geezer is on his first ever trip on an Irish train. Despite having lived in the country for 3.5 years. Well, nearly 3.5 years. Must admit to being extremely impressed. It's extremely comfortable. Probably got something to do with the wider gauge of the Irish railways. But, yep, so far so good. We left on time and we're due to arrive in Connolly at... let's have a look. 8:49. It is smooth, even a full cup of coffee doesn't spill. After a huge cup of coffee at home and another on the train, I felt the need to visit the toilet. These toilets, they're nothing special, but at least they're polite.
Thank you.
Well, it's 7 in the morning and we've just left Longford, and the journey's going to take it just under 2 hours. Oh, due to arrive approximately 10 to 9 in the morning, but we are running a few minutes late. Well, it's now 8 minutes past 7 and there's a slight glow starting in the sky, so I should be able to get you some shots out the window soon. Just realised this is my first time to the east of Ireland since October 2022.
She was like, remember the first time? Yeah, that was her. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like doing her PhD.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It was now fully light and we were in the northwest outskirts of Dublin.
Mind the gap.
The track runs alongside the Royal Canal from Mullingar to Dublin.
We will shortly be arriving at Dublin Connolly. Please change your Luas.
We drew into Connolly station. I looked out of the window and it still looked really cold.
Station. You need to have your ticket to exit the station. Please ensure that you have your ticket in hand before alighting on the train. Please mind the gap. This is the last stop. Thank you for travelling, but you're no there.
Connolly is Dublin and indeed Ireland's busiest station, and it is deceptively large. In fact, it's the largest station in Ireland. Intercity, Enterprise and commuter services all use this station, as do Dublin area rapid transit trains, that's Dart to you and me, and Luas Red Line trams, and more Connolly info. It's the headquarters of Ian Rod Aaron. It's got 7 platforms and 11 tracks. It was opened in 1844 as Dublin Station, only getting its current name in 1966. Well, here we are in Dublin. Just got off at Connolly Station and now I'm trying to find my way to the GPO. Here we have the back of the Dublin portal, and behind it we've got the spire, 120 metres tall. And boy, does it look it. The spire is also called the Millennium Spire or the Monument of Light, and it's made out of stainless steel. And this is the front of the portal. Well, the shot there is just somewhere in the United States, I don't know where. It certainly looks like the portal's an ideal place to chuck your milkshakes, judging by the amount of muck on the front of it. Oh, this is better. This looks like it's from the ISS. When the portal was first set up, it was paired with one in New York, just outside the Flatiron building. I could stand here and watch this all day, but I'm not going to. The GPO was the former headquarters of Arnpost, but more importantly, it was the headquarters of the leaders of the 1916 Easter Rising. The museum covers this history and more.
And here we have the famous River Liffey. The river that runs through the centre of Dublin. And in the distance there, I think that's the Halfpenny Bridge. Well, that's our next port of call anyway, so we'll have a look. See what the river looks like looking the other way, shall we?
Dublin's main river, the River Liffey, rises in Sally Gap, County Wicklow, and runs for 132 kilometres to its mouth in Dublin Bay. Officially called the Liffey Bridge, it was previously called the Wellington Bridge. This cast iron bridge is named after the toll levied when it first opened in 1816. For a while it was called the Penny Halfpenny Bridge when the toll temporarily rose. That was rampant inflation for you. Merchant's Arch is a lovely narrow shop-lined alleyway which leads you through to the Temple Bar area. The Merchant's Arch Bar is quite a tourist attraction. Temple Bar is famous for its nightlife, but 10 AM is too early to explore here, so we'll return in a future video. Smock Alley Theatre is a 21st century theatre converted from a 19th century church. Check their website for their events and prices. And now we visit Crampton Court. Colloquially known as Love Lane, this little alley is one of Dublin's must-sees. The displays of street art are amazing. And did you see the old wooden beam just inside the alley? Its age isn't known, but it must be pretty old. The alley crosses the little square before continuing until it reaches the main street. This famous old bar reminded me of the buildings in Dickensian London. Bernardo Square is a modern square situated on Dame Street beside the City Hall. Built between 1769 and 1779, this building was originally the Royal Exchange. Found at the southern end of Parliament Street, the City Hall is the formal seat of Dublin City Council. Like in most of Ireland, lovely street art is plentiful. The Molly Malone statue was originally on Grafton Street, but was relocated due to the tram lines being put through to Suffolk Street outside St Andrew's Church, which ceased to be a church and became the main tourist office until 2014. The character is from a well-known song which gives Dublin its nickname of Fair City. More modern than most people think, it was unveiled in 1988. It is now tradition, due to her low-cut dress, to rub her wobbly bits for luck. Although, being metal, they don't wobble a lot. It was now 11 AM and time for breakfast, so I headed to a Supermax. Irish fast food that, in my opinion, puts McDonald's to shame.
Well, here I am in Supermax on Westmoreland Street in Dublin, trying to have something to eat and drink. My hands are absolutely frozen, but we'll just push on. Hopefully, if I keep my fingers around the coffee cup, it'll soon warm them up.
Until 1922, when Ireland won its hard-fought battle for independence, Dublin Castle was the seat of the British government in Ireland. It now hosts presidential inaugurations and various state receptions. Tours of the state apartments are available, and the crypt of the Chapel Royal is now an arts centre.
Trinity College, Dublin, or as stated in its decree, the College of the Holy and Undivided Trinity of Queen Elizabeth near Dublin, was founded by, as the name suggests, Queen Elizabeth I in 1592. Trinity is Ireland's oldest university in continuous operation. Notable alumni include literary figures like Oscar Wilde, Bram Stoker, Jonathan Swift, Samuel Beckett, along with George Berkeley and Edmund Burke, the writers of the Game of Thrones TV series. Admission to the main quadrangle is free, but can get quite crowded as over 2 million visitors and students pass through it yearly. The Irish Whiskey Museum opened in 2014. If, like me, you are a fan of this lovely drink, it is a must-see place. Don't get me wrong, I love Irish whiskey, but a bottle will last me months.
Ah, so tempting, but one for later on, I think.
The first cathedral on this site dates from 1028, when it was founded by King of Dublin, Sigtryg Silkbeard. Christchurch contains the largest cathedral crypt in Britain or Ireland. It was constructed in 1172 to 1173 and is open to the public. Various fascinating artefacts are on display. The Chester Beatty Museum or Library in the grounds of the castle has collections and exhibitions for you to enjoy. The building of this lovely shopping centre started in 1986 and was completed in 1988, but when it opened only 4 units were in use. There are now over 100 outlets including Dunnes Stores, Boots and TK Maxx. And for a modern building, the architecture is absolutely breathtaking. And now we leave the shopping centre behind. The street that you can see opposite is the famous Grafton Street. St Stephen's Green is an oasis of calm in the centre of a bustling city. Literally a stone's throw from the previously mentioned Grafton Street, one of the world's busiest shopping areas, this park is an ideal place to relax and unwind, or perhaps enjoy some wildlife. On St Stephen's Green, the Little Museum of Dublin opened in 2011 and the Irish Times has listed it as the best museum experience in Dublin. The museum has a collection of over 6,000 artefacts which have largely been donated or loaned from the people of Dublin. The Taoiseach is the Irish Prime Minister and the department is where the Taoiseach's offices are. Unlike 10 Downing Street, the Irish Prime Minister doesn't reside here. Instead, they use Stewards Lodge alongside Phoenix Park. Leinster House is where both houses of the Irish Parliament sit. It is the equivalent of the British Houses of Parliament, except that instead of Commons and Lords, we have the Dáil and the Seanad. Like in the UK, only the first one is directly elected. Established in 1864, the National Gallery houses the National Collection of Irish and European art. A new wing called the Millennium Wing was opened in 2002.
Well, this is the National Gallery of Ireland.
Now a new and used bookshop, Sweeney's Pharmacy was built in 1847 as a GP's consulting room, eventually becoming a pharmacy in 1853. The interior has been lovingly restored to reflect this.
Yeah, and then was 2 days in London on the way back.
Oh, wonderful, yeah. There is whiskey, and very it's brighter, it's cheery, it's very different, but so Hello, how are you? You just come in.
Hello there.
We're just serving some lovely friends from Germany and Lithuania.
Oh, I should have brought my wife. She's German.
Carrying them with you like a dog.
It was too crowded to video, so we'll come back at a later date. This is the house where Oscar Wilde lived in his early years. Tours are available. When you explore a city, you can never be sure of what you'll see. I watched this falconry in College Park. The tram system in Dublin is known as Luas, L-U-A-S, which is Irish for speed. Two lines are in operation, the Green Line, which opened in June 2004, and the Red Line, which opened 3 months later. Both lines have been massively extended. Here we travel on the Green Line. I was travelling at the start of the evening rush and the trains got quite crowded. It wasn't a good way to see the city, but possibly at quieter times it could be quite interesting. When I got off at the GPO stop in O'Connell Street, it was getting dark. I waved the tram goodbye, got my bearings and had one last look at the portal and went on a mission. Well, I'm in Dublin for an evening. Just killing time till the train is ready to go. Going to try to find a bar and sample a Dublin Guinness. I've had plenty of Sligo ones, time to have a Dublin one. This has got possibilities. The Celt pub looked inviting, but then I heard the one thing I really dislike, country music. If it had been Irish music, it would have been fine, but no, not country. But then I saw the brew dock near Connolly station. Success. What a great day in Dublin today. Got here at 9 o'clock. Haven't stopped walking since, and it's now 5:20 in the evening. My legs are starting to get pins and needles when I stop moving because of the lactic acid. But it's been a great time. Still haven't seen all the sights I wanted to see, but then we can come back again and do that. I think I'll bring Mrs. Old Hiking Geezer with me next time, and might even see if we can do an overnight here, get a hotel or something. Oh, down my pint of Guinness and then it'll be back to the station and on the train home. After a short stroll, I was back at the station, but I had quite a bit of time to kill, about 90 minutes before the train was due to leave. I'm a coffee addict and I was suffering from caffeine withdrawal symptoms, so it was off to Pret a Manger for a quick fix. A latte, please. Yeah, and some drinking, please. I was a good boy. Even though I was low on energy, I respected my diabetes and used sweeteners. This place isn't only popular with humans. The 19:30 departure time was approaching, but I couldn't see platform 1, the designated platform. The board said that the train was in, so I went to find it. Excuse me, platform 1 up here?
Straight up to the right.
Lovely, thank you. And there she is, The carriage board said not in service, so I had absolutely no idea which was my carriage, carriage D. I hopped on to see if the names were above the reserved seats. But they weren't, so I got off again. Eventually it all came together and I found my seat and we departed 7 minutes late. We experienced the problem of single track working. A train from Sligo was delayed and we were held in 2 stations for a total of half an hour whilst it reached passing loops. But 30 minutes late we arrived at Ballymote station. Well, I hope you've enjoyed our first video on the attractions of Dublin. We will return to complete the list very soon. What did I think of Dublin? Generally I loved it. The only downside is the uneven pavements. 3 times I nearly went base over apex, and on one of those occasions I strained my groin. Dublin is a lovely city and worth a visit, but it is expensive. With this in mind, we will, on another video, explore things you can do for free. If you did like the video, leave a like and a comment, and, where possible, hit the hype button. If you haven't done so yet, subscribe and turn on notifications to be informed when new content is published. You can help the channel further by helping cover our overheads. This can be done using Buy Me a Coffee. The link is in the description and the QR code is on the screen. So with that, Mrs. Old Hiking Geezer and I say thanks for watching and goodbye. Onwards and upwards.